Hello and welcome everyone, I am the Blue Dwarf and welcome back to episode 4 of Create Above and Beyond. Now before we hop into today's episode, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed. The channel reached 100 subscribers over the weekend and I just wanted to say a massive thank you. Now between episodes I was just setting up this farm, just broke that one, and just setting up this farm so we can have some crops going. We have some potatoes, some carrots, some wheat, and we also have some cactus and some sweet berry bushes along with the cactuses and pumpkins, just all the standard stuffs. And what we want to do in today's episode is we want to start making money. Now, what we want to do to make money is we want to be making algal bricks. Now, to make and that each 32, or not 32, in the trading station, 64 algal bricks will give us 6 silver coins. And then we can go on to use those silver coins for buying all the things that we want. So essentially, once we have a stable supply of silver coins, we wouldn't even need to go mining anymore because we could just buy gold ingots, we could buy all sorts of other things to make our life easier. And algal bricks seems to be one of the easiest ways to do it, as we pretty much want to produce algal bricks anyway for the production of andesite alloy. So it's something that we want to automate anyways for the production chain of the game. So for algal bricks, we want to either cook them up in the furnace, or a way that doesn't use fuel is we can use a fan behind lava, and that way we can turn the algal blend into algal bricks. So that's also something we can automate. We can also automate getting algal blend out of mixing clay and kelp in the mixer. And then we've already automated kelp with our kelp farm over here. And we can then, the only thing else we need to farm is clay. Now, to get clay, what we need to do is we need to get a strainer, and later on we can get crushing wheels, and we can get sand from gravel and gravel from cobblestone, which is a much easier way and sustainable and automatable way of doing it, which will require less maintenance. But for now, we can't get crushing wheels for now because they require mechanical crafters to make, and we need to get all the way up to brass to make that, which is going to get into a lot of work. I'm just wondering if we could actually do it right now. And once we have a set of coins, we can buy the brass, but that's still going to be after we've set up and gotten a fair amount of coins. So for now, we're going to use strainers. And to make strainers, we need the andesite machines, which we made before, and some iron bars. But we also need to have sediment strainers. And we'll need continuous supply of this. As you can see, it has 300 uses. And that means between this we'll get 300 pieces of sand and or clay. But to make this we need sticks, which is fine because we have plenty of wood just from cutting down our big trees. And we need canvas. Now to get canvas we need to craft up some straw. We can also craft this up automatically, so we could automate this process as well. Automatically craft the straw from rice, and we can set up a farm to farm the rice. But first of all, we need to go and find some rice so that we can then mill it to make straw to make our sediment strainers. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to go on a quick exploration mission to find some rice. So on our adventures, we have come across a village. We went a nice distance away from our base, and in the chest, one of the chests in here, I think it might have been in this chest, we found some rice. Now with this rice, the way it works is you don't place it down like in tilled things like with wheat, you place it down inside water. Now we're going to pick that back up and we're going to head back home, and we're going to farm up some of this rice, and then we can use it to make some strainers. So we have come back to the base, and I just wanted to mention between episodes I made up some storage straws, which we make in the stone cutter using the spruce trim, and we use some zinc ingots, a chest, and some planks just to make that, and we made some drawers to store our cobblestone and our dirt, as we have a lot of it. So I also quickly, whilst we put away all of our goodies, I also built up this little area for planting our rice. So we can plant our rices in there. We also got some tomato seeds, so we can plant those up in here. And we also got some cabbage seeds from that. And we also have some onions that we can plant up as well. And we can also even start collecting on our pumpkins with sweet berry bushes as well. And melons on our pumpkins. And we can also see that our flax seeds have grown as well. Now, flax can be used for rope, for the sack. We can then also use it for making string for future automation things using the mill and grindstone, and then all of our other crops for food and such. So we're going to grab some bone meal and we're going to see if we can grow up some of this rice. So we shall right click on it, and it does work. So we can, and there we go, we've got our rice. So we can, how does that work? It needs to grow up more. So there we go, now it's mature and we can grow it up, and we got the rice panicil. We can now then go take that up here, and if we climb up here, turn off that lever, and it's not going to cook anyway. It will go into here, but it will obviously not cook up. So we have straw and rice, and then we will be able to use that rice, as previously mentioned, to make up some canvas. And the canvas can then be used to craft our strainers. So I'm going to grab up some more rice, and we're going to have a look at playing around with these strainers. So I have also made up a bunch of andesite machines. So we can take 3 of those after we make some iron bars. We can make some iron bars, and we need to take that in the smithing table, or whatever table, blacksmith's table, and we can make some strainers. So we can make 3 strainers, and we can make the canvas, make a bunch of canvas. Okay, we can only make 1 actual strainer for the moment, but that's fine. We'll be able to make more of those as our rice grows. And what we're going to do is I made up this little area here, so we can place these 3 here, and we can place the strainer in there. And I believe for maximum efficiency, it wants to be a source block, but it wants to be a flowing source block. So that's why we will have those 3 here. And that way, this should be working now, building up. And as soon as that reaches 100, it should produce something, I believe. So 80%, 90%, and there we go. Yes, and we have produced sand. So now we will be constantly producing sand as long as we keep these full of strainers. So what we can then do is I'm just going to break everything for the moment. But we can put a chest down there, and if we just come over to the side, we can put these hoppers in, and that will take care of all the water. I'm going to probably need to have to place back a couple of torches. So we now have sand, and we will constantly produce sand, and we can check on these to make sure that they've got filters. We'll even be able to we could even put in a 3 sets of hoppers here and a chest here with the strainers, assuming that works. I believe that should work, and that way we would have an unlimited supply of sand and clay as long as we keep those full of strainer bases. Now, to start completely automating this, what we'll need is belts. Now, to make belts, we need cured rubber, and to get cured rubber, we need to either smelt up or fan the rubber that we get from compacting resin, or we can do it with the flowers that we can bone meal to also get rubber with a bit of water. Obviously, we set up the arboreal extractors, and they've been producing us a nice amount of resin. These are almost full up again, and what I actually did process some off camera between episodes, because those had come completely full up. So we place a basin down. Now a basin is just made with 5 andesite, and it compacts it, and we can get the rubber out of there. And it doesn't like it if you take it out halfway through, but it compact it down like that, and put in the other bucket whilst we're here, and that will get us rubber. And with that rubber, we can, as I said, we've got a bit already. We can cook that up into some cured rubber, as I have done here, and we can make that into some belts. Now, with those belts, we can then take that and go across to there. And that way, we can also take some, to put one of our andesite machines in there, we can get an andesite funnel. And then what that will want to do, if we place that on that chest, it will want to draw out items, and I think we need our wrench. And of course, we will then need to power this belt as well. So we will change it so it's out like that, and we need to power it before it will do anything. So we have set up our belt moving, and if we right click with our wrench, it should start depositing items onto the belt. That will move it across. We're just going to turn that off for a second because obviously our belt is currently going into nothing. The other thing is that these belts can be used for transferring power, as demonstrated above. And we can just grab these pieces of sand off of here, and we'll put them back in there. So what we want to do with this sand is, because all we want is clay, we are going to bulk washing with fans. Now, to do that, we need to have a setup where we have the fans going. We're going to have trapdoors like there and there, and that way we can have water sources above on these 2 blocks here, and just put the logs like that, and we can grab our fans. Oh, we need to right. Both the wrong way around. If we shift right click them like that, there we go. And we have our fans. Now we can also take some shafts, put those on the back there. And I'm just thinking about what would be the best way around for this thing. And we're actually going to quickly change this gearbox. It is still just a vertical gearbox, so it'll be still going the right direction. But what we can do is we can take a shaft, or 2 shafts, take a belt, right click on that one, and that way both of these fans should be spinning in the correct direction. Now, the only thing that we want to think about here is if that will be enough time for washing the sand, and I don't think it will be. So if we go here and we just drop the sand on there, oh, we need to actually put water in these slots here. And if we can just grab water from in there. Oh, apparently not. We can't grab water from in there. Okay, we can. And we can grab. There we go. And then we should be able to see, if we drop that sand down, we'll start to see some particle effects. See, we see those little white particle effects, but it's going way too fast and it's not producing in time. So what we need to do is we need to slow this belt down so that it can have enough time to process. So we have stepped it down and slowed it down once. So let's see if this has been enough to slow it down. Just slowed it down using some gears and keep that going and see if it goes. It's still too fast, so we're going to have to step it down even further. So we've been able to step it down again with a bit of a convoluted system, which is very easy to get trapped in. Now, the speed of these fans does not affect how fast it processes, only how far it goes. So it doesn't matter that these are on really low power, as they can just sit there and that's fine. So if we give this a hit with the wrench, it should start kicking out the various different sand types that it's been collecting. Now, when it kicks out a piece of clay, we can also demonstrate that, just so it's to be seen. So nice and slowly it comes along the belt. Move that one block higher so that we have headroom. So we have it going into a funnel as well, and that will go into a storage drawer, and hopefully we'll see the particles now coming. And I don't know if is it a 100% chance for the washing. It is 25% chance for regular sand, and it's 100% for others. So that turns into a piece of clay. The piece of clay that was already on there just stays as a piece of clay and doesn't get damaged at all, so it can just come through on the same line. We don't have to worry about filtering or anything. So that means that now, over time, this barrel is going to fill up, or this drawer is going to fill up with clay, and we just need to keep these sediment things full. So that's going to continually process now. We can now take that clay, we're going to take a funnel, and we can put that into a basin. Now, with the basin, we're going to put on top of that a mixer. And with that, we should be able to then take the kelp and the clay that we have made and make algal blend. And then we'll be able to take that and do a similar process, but with lava, to make algal bricks. So I'm going to get some algae all the way over here and see about setting up a very similar setup with the lava, and then we will finally have our algal bricks. So we've been able to get our kelp so that it's going into the mixer and it's mixing up. And if we quickly try and get it so that you get an andesite funnel on there and get that going into a storage container, we'll probably just go like that. Very nice feature of the wrench is that you, with all of the crate stuff, if you place lots of stuff down, shift right click and you can pick it all up again. And put that into a chest and see about getting that going. Nice thing about belts is they act as chain drives as well. So you can get something called a chain drive, which causes all of everything to rotate in the same direction. But you can also just use a belt, which is much cheaper. And I can obviously see that we need to make this filtered. So there's a few options that we have here. First things first is that we do not want clay in there, but we can right click on that and we have got a bunch of algal blend and we can set that as the recipe. So what we can do is we can, continuing to produce a lot, we can get it so that we can have a hopper filter underneath, and then that will go into a chest, which is a very vanilla option. So I'm just going to set that up quickly because I want to make use of the time that we have. However, to make that item hopper sorter, we need to pop into the Nether. So we have just made a portal using the bucket trick, and we've got some gold armor and we have a shield. So we will go into the Nether and we will get some nether quartz. There we go. And we can also grab some soul sand, and that will allow us to make water wheels that are more powerful. So we'll grab up some soul sand for that. And we've also got lots of people about. Now we'll also be able to get certain nether ores like cobalt from in here and ancient debris. So we'll also be on the lookout for those. Oh, there's some cobalt. I don't know what mining level cobalt is at. You need to have an iron pickaxe. So we need to come back here with an iron pickaxe, and we'll be able to grab that cobalt, and we'll be able to make some good tinker's tools out of that in the next couple of episodes. So I'm going to grab some nether quartz, and we'll be back in a moment. So I have built this super simple hopper item sorter, so that whenever there is algae blend in the basin, it will start to flow through here, and you can see it popping through there. But if we put the clay and the kelp in there, then it's going to be, oh wait, because I used kelp, I need to use a different filter item. But other than that, once we've got that sorted, we will have a fully working system, and then we're going to very quickly look at finishing this process off. So we are going to actually have to leave it there. We have built a lot of progress. We have gotten this. I sped this up a little bit so that it was going a lot faster and going into the drawer quicker. We have filled up our drawer of kelp completely, whereas our clay is empty. We are very much limited by our sand production currently, so that will need to be addressed. But we have already produced a bit over 5 stacks of the algal blend, so we will be able to, in the next episode, turn that into the algal bricks and the algal brick and the algal bricks, and then we will be able to sell that, and we will be able to completely automate that other than the strainers. So that is what we'll be doing in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like to show your support, and I shall see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.